Happy to have you. I want to start and just ask you, what is Operation Southern Slowdown?
Well, it used to be known as Operation Southern Shield. It's the third week in July, and the southeastern states, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, and South Carolina, get together for a week of speed education and enforcement for those small minority of drivers who just aren't getting the message that speeding not only endangers their lives, but endangers the lives of everyone on the road. And that's what we're trying to do, is make sure that everyone using the roads gets to where they're going safely every trip.
It's true. You know, I have a saying that I always say to my children who aren't the age yet to drive, but I always say, it's not you I'm worried about, it's other drivers and people on the road. And obviously we need to take our own precautions. But let's talk about the event, and when and where will it take place?
Well, it's going to start Monday, July the 18th, and runs through the 24th. We're going to have 4 simultaneous kickoffs with our neighboring states in Chattanooga, Jacksonville, Augusta, and Phoenix City, all around the state. And then during the week, state troopers and law enforcement agents, all agencies across the state in all 5 states will be conducting speed enforcement, and also we'll be running educational messages on social media, just reminding people about the dangers of speeding, because when you are speeding, you're 4 times more likely to be in a crash.
Wow, okay, startling statistics. Let's talk about, how did this begin, Robert?
Well, it began because in highway safety, we emphasize seatbelts. We emphasize distracted driving. Don't do those things. Wear your seatbelt. Don't drive distracted. Don't drive drunk. But we really don't have a lot of education about speeding. And speeding, as we said, is a very dangerous activity. When you're driving over the speed limit, you endanger your lives. And in 2020, the first year of the pandemic, we had fewer wrecks in Georgia. We also had fewer miles traveled, but our overall traffic deaths went up, and our speed-related fatalities in 2020 compared to 2019 were up by 46%.
Wow.
And that's just shows that when you are speeding, and if there is a crash, unfortunately, people are going to be seriously hurt, or worse, they're going to lose their lives. And our mission is to make sure that people, we reduce crashes and save lives on our roads.
Right, important statistics to know. And I think if you don't know, it's easy to say, but you don't know. So talk about why Operation Southern Slowdown is being done.
Well, what we're trying to do is get the message out, especially in the last 2 years. Last year, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration estimated almost 43,000 people were killed in this country in traffic crashes. That's the most in over 15 years. And in Georgia, we saw an increase as well. And speed is a big part of that. And what we're trying to let people know is that speeding endangers your life, but more importantly, it endangers the lives of others who are driving on the road with you, walking, biking. And no matter if you're driving on an interstate or down a residential city street in your neighborhood, obey that speed limit, because it's not only your life you're saving, it's the lives of your friends and neighbors that you're saving.
Sure. And your mission, obviously, to keep people safe. So let's talk about some tips for drivers, specifically right here in Georgia, that can keep them safe on our roadways this summer.
Well, number one, be patient. Understand that there are other people on the road, and the speed limits are out there. If you've got a destination to be to, leave a little bit earlier than normal. Always wear your seatbelt. Everything in your vehicle is determined in terms of safety, is designed based on the fact you're wearing your seatbelt. Pay attention to the road. Program those GPSs before you get on the road. And if you have to change it, pull off, find a safe place to park and do it. If you've got somebody in your car, let them handle the phone. You focus on the driving. And never get behind the wheel if you're under the influence of alcohol or drugs. We have a lot of people who take prescription medication, and if it says do not operate heavy machinery while taking this medication, that means do not drive while you're taking that medication.
Right. And I see there too, if you observe aggressive driving, do not engage with the driver, dial 911. Just some also, not just roadway etiquette, but life-saving tips that are listed there on your screen.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. All right, Robert, where can viewers go to learn more about Operation Southern Slowdown, such important work you're doing?
You can go to GeorgiaHighwaySafety.org, or you can follow us on Facebook at Georgia GOHS. We're also on Twitter at GOHS Georgia, and Instagram and YouTube.
All right, thank you so much. No excuse not to find all of that information online and right here. As always, Robert, thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you so much also for sponsoring that segment.